Hello dear children, I Mrs. Gurpreet Kaur Bhatia welcome you to the virtual classes of TEDkids International School. So children, let's begin our today's topic, which is vocabulary and grammar part of lesson number 8, the cherry tree, part 1, and the theme is environment. Let's see. So first part which we are going to study is vocabulary, in which we will learn suffixes. A suffix is a letter or a group of letters placed at the end of a word to form a new word with a different meaning. I repeat, a suffix is a letter or a group of letters placed at the end of a word to form a new word with a different meaning. Getting children? So, whenever you are getting a group of words, letters or some letters, any letter at the end of the word and it becomes a new word. Yes, so that's called suffixes. For example, child plus ish. Now ish is group of letters and what does it become? Childish. Like plus able, it becomes likeable. It is given, at page number 77 of your course book, children. You can open your books in front of you. Sometimes we can form describing words or adjectives. What are the describing words? Which describe nouns or pronouns. By simply adding the letter Y to the end of the root word. How is it? For examples, oil is a noun. Yes, plus Y. When we are adding Y to this word, it becomes an adjective. So oily. Noise plus Y, it becomes noisy. Now let's talk about grammar part. In grammar, we are learning will and can. What is the usage? Verbs that are used with other verbs. Verbs that are used with other verbs to express possibility, intention or ability are known as modals or modal auxiliary verbs. Usage. How can we use? Where are, what are the situations where we can make the use of these two modal verbs? To talk about the future. First we are talking about will and the usage. First one is to talk about the future. Example, the birds will eat all the cherries. So children, you can see here, eat is the main verb and will is used along with this. Yes, to tell about the future. Next usage is to make predictions or simple statements of fact about the future. Example, you will become a good cricketer. Now this is prediction. We are forecasting. We are not sure, but we are predicting. Yes, we are telling about the future that it may happen. So you will become a good cricketer. So all the predictions or simple statements of facts which are related to the future can be made with the usage of will. Okay, let's see what's next. To state decisions that are made at the time of speaking. Many times we take decisions for the future. So there also we can make the use of will. How is it? I will carry the bag for you. Yes? Now you are making the decision at the time of speaking only. Yes? So you are there to carry the bag. To talk about what people want to do or are willing to do. My sister will water the plants. So wish, willing to do in the future. To make promises and offers. I will help you with your homework. So I am making the promise with you that I will help you to do your homework. With expressions like I think, I guess, I hope. I think your brother will like these shoes. Getting children? So whatever you are thinking, whatever you are willing to do, whatever you are guessing about the future, so there you can make the use of will easily. Okay? So let's see what's next. Okay, next is can. Where can we make the use of can? We use can To express ability, I can solve this problem easily. I can dance. I can go there and see the situation. Yes, I can write neatly. I can learn this poem easily. Yes, children, the pronunciation of poem is poem. Yeah. So when you are showing the ability to do something, there you can make the use of can. To ask and give permission, you can use my pen. This is, giving permission to someone. Yes. Can I borrow your, sorry, here it's yours is given, it is wrong, children, your. Okay. Can I borrow your eraser, please? So here you are asking for the permission. Yes, you are asking, you are getting the permission, and in the first sentence you are giving the permission. So in both the ways it can be used. Second one is the question statement, and the first one is giving the permission, simple statement. So let's see what's next. Okay, next in the grammar, again one more topic is there, some and any. Where can we make the use of some and any? Some. Let's talk about some first. We use some where? Before uncountable nouns to mean an amount of. What do you mean by uncountable nouns? Which cannot be counted in 1, 2, 3 or numbers. Yes? Like, a sugar, milk, petrol, wheat. So you cannot say 1 wheat, 2 wheat, 1 salt, 2 salt. Yes? So there we can make the use of some. Please have some juice. We don't say please have, 2 juices. Yes? Please have some juice. So before the noun, uncountable noun, we are making the use of some. And again, before plural nouns to mean a number of or a few. Now plural nouns. Plural means, of course, they are countables. Yes? And how can we make the use of some over there? Please give me some biscuits. Yes? So you can see some can be used along with, before countable nouns and before, plural nouns as well. Yes? So you can see biscuits are the nouns which are countables and plural form, and before that you can see some. Okay? Now let's talk about the usage of any. We use any when? Before uncountable nouns and plural nouns in negative statements and questions. How is it if we want to ask about, examples are given here. Let's talk about, did you bring any bread? Now if we are offering someone, will you take, no, I have some bread in my plate, I have some bread in the fridge. So how is it? It is a simple statement where no question, yes, no negative point, yes. But when we are talking about the question statements and negative sentences, that time we need to make use of any at the place of some. Some is used in positive sentences before plural and uncountable nouns, and any is made, any is used before countables and uncountables and plural nouns when the statements are questions and negatives. How is it? Lisa refused. Refused says no. Okay, refused means no. To answer any questions. Now this, Lisa refused to answer any question. This is a negative statement, and we cannot say Lisa refused to answer some questions. No, any. Okay, because that's the negative statement. Next, before a singular countable noun, when it does not matter which one. When it is not particular, we don't know. So we are talking about any. Yes, singular noun. How is it? You can take any pen you like. Suppose I have given you the options. Yes, I have put some pens before you, red, black, blue, different colors or of same color but many I have put before you. So I am telling you to pick up the one you like. Yes, or I can say you can have any of your choice. Correct? Now I am talking about singular. Yes, singular, but we have options. We are not at all particular about, a particular pen. So there also we can make the use of any. You can take any shirt, you can take any pen, you can take any chocolate which is in my hands. Yes, both hands are having chocolates. So I'm saying you can take any. Yes, so that's singular but not particular, having options any. Okay, let's talk about next. Okay, so here it ends up. I hope that you have learned it well, and definitely you would go for some other sentences to learn the usage of suffixes will, can, some and any. So meet you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, stay happy, stay blessed. Bye bye.